My girlfriend's parents insisted. Sign this prenup with a special clause. I said, let me read it. The clause required I give them $50,000 if we ever divorced. I signed, then added MY clause. If she cheats, her parents pay me $100,000. Their lawyer called it. Original post. I, 34 male, work as a contract analyst for a mid-sized manufacturing company. Not glamorous, but it pays decent, and I'm good at reading the fine print. That skill literally just paid off in the most satisfying way possible, and I need to share this somewhere because I'm still processing it. So here's the backstory. I've been with my girlfriend, now wife, now soon-to-be ex-wife, for 3 years before we got engaged. Her parents never liked me, and I mean never. From day one, her dad made it clear I wasn't good enough for his princess. Her mom would make these little comments about my apartment, my car, my job prospects. Classic stuff. When we got engaged, things got worse. Her parents own a successful chain of dry cleaning businesses. Not wealthy, but comfortable. Upper middle class. They made sure I knew they considered me a step down for their daughter. 2 months before the wedding, her dad called a family meeting. Just me, my fiancé, her parents, and their lawyer. Yeah, they brought a lawyer to a family meeting. Her dad slid a document across the table. We need you to sign this before the wedding. I picked it up. Prenuptial agreement. Okay, fine. Prenups aren't inherently offensive. Lots of couples have them. But then I started reading. The standard stuff was there, separate property stays separate, whatever. But then I got to Section 7, Clause C. I read it twice to make sure I wasn't hallucinating. In the event of divorce initiated by either party, the party of the second part, that's me, shall pay to the parents of the party of the first part, her parents, the sum of $50,000 as compensation for wedding expenses and emotional damages. I looked up. I'm sorry, what? Her dad smiled. The kind of smile people give when they think they've got you cornered. It's simple. We're investing a lot in this wedding. If you divorce our daughter, you pay us back. Plus damages. It's only fair. You want me to pay you $50,000 if we get divorced? For any reason. Correct. My fiancée was studying her nails. Wouldn't even look at me. That told me everything I needed to know about whether she'd known about this beforehand. Her mom chimed in. We just want to protect our daughter. You understand. We don't know what kind of person you really are. Now, a normal person might have walked out, thrown the papers in their faces, called off the wedding. And honestly, I considered it. But here's the thing. I love their daughter. Genuinely. And I just spent 3 years proving myself to these people while they treated me like garbage. Some petty part of me wanted to beat them at their own game. Can I take this home to review? I asked. I'd like to have my own lawyer look at it. Her dad's smile faltered. He clearly expected me to either sign immediately or storm out. Well, I suppose. But we need it signed by Friday. That's 4 days. Should be enough. I took the prenup home and spent the next 2 days with my buddy, who's a family law attorney. Not expensive. He owed me for helping him move last summer. We went through every line. Then we added a clause. Section 7, Clause D. In the event that the party of the first part engages in marital infidelity, as defined by physical or emotional romantic involvement with a third party outside the marriage, the parents of the party of the first part shall pay to the party of the second part the sum of $100,000 as compensation for breach of marital trust and damages. We also added Section 7, Clause in the event of divorce initiated by the party of the first part without cause attributable to the party of the second part, Section 7 Clause C shall be rendered null and void. Basically, if she cheats, her parents pay me double what they were asking from me. And if she divorces me for no good reason, I don't owe them anything. I printed out the modified agreement, signed it, and brought it back to the next family meeting. Her dad barely glanced at it, just flipped to the signature page, saw my name, and smiled. Smart man. Welcome to the family. Their lawyer didn't read it either. Just witnessed the signatures and notarized it. Amateurs. We got married. Things were fine for about 2 years. Not perfect. Her parents still treated me like the help at family gatherings, but manageable. I figured we'd just limit contact and build our own life. Then 3 months ago, I found out she was cheating. I'm not going to get into all the details because it still stings, But basically, she'd been sleeping with some guy from her spin class for almost 6 months. I found out because she left her tablet logged into her messages, and I saw the notifications pop up while she was in the shower. The texts were explicit and frequent, and very clearly not a misunderstanding. I didn't confront her immediately. Instead, I took screenshots, backed them up to 3 different places, forwarded the worst ones to my email with timestamps visible. Then I called my attorney buddy. Remember that prenup clause we added? I asked him, the infidelity clause? Yeah, it's active. He was quiet for a second. Then, holy crap, you're serious? Dead serious. Her parents owe me $100,000. Update 1, 2 weeks later. So I confronted her. It went about as well as you'd expect. I laid out the screenshots on our kitchen table. She walked in from work, saw them, and her face went completely white. Before you say anything, I said, I want you to know that I've already contacted a divorce attorney. I've also reviewed our prenuptial agreement and notified your parents of the relevant clause. She didn't cry, didn't apologize. Instead, she got mad. You went through my messages? You slept with another man for 6 months. That's private. We're married. You made vows. In front of your parents. Actually, speaking of whom, they owe me $100,000. That's when the screaming started. She called me every name in the book. Said I was trapping her. Said I'd manipulated the prenup. Said her parents would destroy me. I let her finish. Then I said, the document was notarized. Your dad's lawyer witnessed it. Every clause is legally binding. I'm not asking for anything except what your family agreed to. She grabbed her phone and called her dad right there in the kitchen. Put it on speaker, which was a choice. Daddy, he's saying you owe him money because of some clause. He changed the prenup. Her dad's voice was confused at first. What? What clause? Honey, slow down. He added something about infidelity. He says you have to pay him $100,000. Dead silence on the line. Then he what? He says if I cheated, you have to pay him. And he found out about. She stopped. Realized what she was about to admit. More silence. You cheated on your husband? Her dad's voice was ice cold. But not at me. At her. It's not. It was just, Daddy, that's not the point. The point is he tricked you. I'll call you back. He hung up. 20 minutes later, both her parents were at our door. Her dad had a copy of the prenup. His face was the color of tomato. You added clauses, he said to me. You modified the agreement. I did. You gave me 4 days to review it. I reviewed it. I made additions. You signed it. Your lawyer notarized it. Everything was legal. This is fraud. No, sir, it's contract law. You presented me with terms. I presented counterterms. You accepted them without reading. That's not fraud. That's negligence. His wife grabbed his arm. We're not paying him anything. He tricked us. We'll get a lawyer. Your lawyer already signed off on it. His signature is right there on page 12. Her dad's hands were shaking. You knew. You knew she would cheat. You set us up. I didn't know anything. I hope she wouldn't. But your clause assumed I would somehow wrong your daughter. I simply added a clause that assumed the opposite was also possible. Seems like I was right to do that. My wife, soon-to-be ex, was crying now. Real tears this time. Baby, please. It was a mistake. We can work through this. Don't do this to my family. You made this choice. Not me. I'm just holding everyone to the agreement we all signed. They left. Her dad promised this isn't over. Her mom called me a snake. My wife went to stay with her parents that night. I changed the locks the next morning. My name's on the lease. Update 2, 5 weeks later. Things escalated. A lot. Her parents hired a lawyer to challenge the prenup. They claimed I had committed fraud by sneaking clauses into the document. Their attorney sent me a very threatening letter demanding I withdraw my illegitimate claims and agree to the original terms only. My buddy helped me draft a response. We included the timeline showing I was given 4 days to review and modify the document. We included the notarized signatures. We included the fact that their own attorney had witnessed and approved the final version. Their lawyer quietly dropped them as clients 2 weeks later. Apparently, he wasn't interested in defending his own malpractice. But here's where it gets really interesting. While all this legal drama was happening, my soon-to-be ex tried a different approach. She started telling everyone, and I mean everyone, that I had been financially abusive and controlling throughout our marriage. She told her friends I monitored her spending. She told her family I isolated her. She painted this whole picture of me as some manipulative monster. A few mutual friends reached out to me, concerned. I showed them the prenup, showed them the original clause her parents tried to make me sign, showed them my counter clause. Wait, one friend said, her parents tried to make you pay $50,000 if you got divorced? Yep, for any reason, even if she was the one who wanted out. And now they have to pay you because she cheated? That's the agreement they signed, yes. Word spread fast. Her narrative started falling apart when people realized her family had tried to trap me financially first. Hard to claim someone is financially abusive when your own parents drafted a predatory contract. The divorce proceedings were contentious. She fought for everything. The apartment, my lease, my name only. The car, mine, bought before marriage. Even my gaming PC, seriously. Her attorney tried to argue that my infidelity clause was unconscionable and should be voided. The judge wasn't having it. Let me understand this correctly, she said during one hearing. The respondent's parents presented the petitioner with a prenuptial agreement containing a clause requiring him to pay them $50,000 in the event of any divorce. The petitioner added a counter clause. Both parties signed. And now, because the respondent committed adultery, the respondent's family is obligated to pay the counter amount. Yes, Your Honor, but did anyone hold a gun to the respondent's parents' heads when they signed this? No, but did the petitioner forge any signatures? No, Your Honor. Then I failed to see the issue. Contracts are binding. The respondent's family attempted to create a financially punitive agreement and are now upset that the punishment flows the other way. That's not unconscionable. That's consequences. The judge upheld the prenup in its entirety. Here's the final outcome. The divorce was finalized last week. We split what little marital property we had 50-50, which wasn't much. Neither of us came into this with real assets. I kept my apartment, my car, my stuff. She kept hers. And her parents? They owe me $100,000. They tried to negotiate, offered me $30,000 to settle this quietly. I declined. They offered $50,000, the exact amount they'd originally demanded from me. I declined that too. You wanted $50,000 from me for no reason other than divorce, I told her dad on the phone. Now you owe me $100,000 because your daughter broke her vows. Pay what you agreed to pay. He called me a con artist, said I'd ruined his family, said I was heartless. You tried to financially trap your daughter's husband before we even got married, I replied. You didn't think I was good enough for her from day one. You brought a lawyer to a family meeting to pressure me into signing a one-sided contract. And when I outsmarted you, suddenly I'm a bad guy. Nah, you play games. You lost. Pay up. They're making payments. $8,500 a month for the next year. They liquidated some business assets to make it happen. Her dad had to sell one of his dry cleaning locations. Do I feel bad? Honestly, a little. Not for them. They made their bed. But for what could have been, I really did love her. I wanted us to work. I added that clause hoping I'd never have to use it. But when someone shows you who they are, you believe them. Her parents showed me they saw me as a threat to be neutralized. My wife showed me that her parents' opinion mattered more than her vows. I'm not a hero in this story. I'm just a guy who reads contracts carefully and doesn't let people take advantage of him. Sometimes that's enough. Someone asked me in the DMs if I'd do it again. Get married, I mean. Knowing how this ended. I don't know. Maybe. With the right person. But I'll tell you this. I'm never signing anything without reading every single line. And if someone's family brings a lawyer to pressure me into a one-sided agreement that tells me everything I need to know about how they'll treat me for the rest of my life. Her dad still sends me angry texts sometimes. Calls me a scam artist. Says I destroyed his family. I just respond with the same thing every time. Check the contract, sir. Everything's in writing. The $100,000 won't fix the fact that I spent 3 years with someone who didn't respect me. It won't erase the humiliation of finding those messages. It won't give me back the time I wasted trying to prove myself to people who'd already decided I wasn't worth anything. But it does mean that for once, the guy who read the fine print came out ahead. And honestly, that feels pretty good. For anyone out there dealing with entitled in-laws who think they can push you around, read everything, question everything, and don't be afraid to add your own terms. If they're confident their precious child will never wrong you, they shouldn't have any problem agreeing to it. And if they refuse, well, that tells you everything you need to know about what they really think. Thanks for reading. Going to go deposit this month's payment now.